Partying is weakness for the soul, my friend, so I try and avoid it.
Anyone watching those clips can tell that it's two completely different people. At one point, McGregor was the biggest star in combat sports history. The trash talk, the knockouts, the swagger, he had the world watching. But at some point it fell apart. So my question is, what actually happened to Conor McGregor? And what marks his fall? Was it the money, the Mayweather fight, the drugs, the injuries? Let's break down the rise of a king to the fall of a legend. One thing I can confidently say about old McGregor is he was very motivated. I mean, just listen to him talk.
Talent does not exist. We are all equals as human beings. You could be anyone if you put in the time. You will reach the top, and that's that. So, I am not talented, I am obsessed.
Yeah, you know, I heard a quote one time from Vincent van Gogh that really rang true. He said, he has dedicated his life to his art, and he has lost his mind in the process. When I sat and I thought about that, it sounded very familiar. I have given every single thing, every ounce of my life to this craft, to perfecting my craft. To regular society, they would look at me and say, I've lost my mind, but me, I have found it.
When's the last time you heard Conor sound that motivated, that inspired to win? Maybe it's not that he's old and he was just past his prime. Maybe it's that he just lost that fire. But I'll tell you, he definitely still had that fire and that hunger when he fought Jose Aldo and made history in 13 seconds.
Smiling. Oh, no! He slept him! Conor McGregor is the new UFC featherweight champion of the world! Oh!
As legendary as Conor's featherweight reign was, the first thing you think of when you think of him very well might be his win over Eddie Alvarez and his double belt. But before we get to that...
McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. I'm gonna fight your fucking ass. You know what's the real fight, what's the real money fight is me, not these clowns that you already punked at the press conference. Don't no one want to see that, you know you beat them already. That's the easy fight.
Goodness! Now he's got the back! Now! That's it! He's got the Nate Diaz!
As devastating as his first loss in the UFC was, this definitely was not the start of the end for Conor McGregor. And I say that because he was still fighting very well in this fight, and he still had that obsession to not only keep fighting, but even a new, bigger obsession to beat Nate Diaz. Not to mention this fight was a back-and-forth 5-rounder with McGregor getting the nod from the judges. Then Conor moved up and had one of the greatest performances of all time against Eddie Alvarez to win the double belt.
He's done. It is all over! History has been made!
Where's that second belt? Go backstage and grab that motherfucking belt somewhere.
Is there anything at all surprising about it to you?
Not one bit. They're not on my level. Next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second belt. Where the fuck is it? They should have had them 2 belts ready. Spit shine for me. I've spent a lot of time, Joe, slating everybody in the company. Backstage, I'm starting fights off everybody. I've ridiculed everyone on the roster. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he wants. Oh, that looks good. That looks good, guys.
Simultaneous champion in 2 weight classes, an achievement that only 3 men have been able to complete since Conor McGregor. And he was the first. It's one of the greatest achievements in MMA history, period. So you might think that since DC, Amanda Nunes, Henry Cejudo, and Conor McGregor are the only people to do it, that might be the pinnacle. Conor might not have anything left to do after this, but that's not true. After Conor won his 2 belts, he went on to fight Floyd Money Mayweather. Not only did he have to do press and fly out and do all kinds of things for the fight, he was also training for a boxing match. He wasn't doing any mixed martial arts training. And the fight itself, yeah, it was a really good fight. Conor ended up losing, but he put up a hell of a fight, especially against one of the best boxers of all time. But my question is, was this the start of the fall? Contrary to popular belief, I don't believe that this fight itself was the fall of McGregor. I think it was what followed. 4.3 million pay-per-view buys, the biggest combat sports event in combat sports history, followed by an $85 million payout, believed to be 100 by some people. And I think that this was the change. I think it was the amount of money Yeah, next followed the Khabib fight, and I think this build-up shows how much the money changed him. The build-up to this fight was bitter. Khabib slapped Artem Lobov, Conor's Russian friend, and Conor threw a dolly at the bus, one of the most notorious things he's ever done. Play on words there. After this followed a sexual assault accusation, but he wasn't focused anyway. He wasn't focused on the fight. He wasn't obsessed with the fight. He's obsessed with making more money. He was a businessman. He was the sport. From the Khabib fight on, Conor did not look like himself. This was the best example of his downfall, of what the money did to him. Saying that Conor had fell off and that he was distracted does not take away from Khabib's performance, because I don't know if the best McGregor ever could beat this version of Khabib, because Khabib dominated Conor. He brought him to deep waters. He destroyed him on the ground. He looked unstoppable. But even after this loss, nothing came of it. He had a shallowless win, a pointless win over Donald Cerrone just to get some free money, followed by a knockout loss to Dustin Poirier. And then came the leg break.
1 second to go in the round.
As you know, this was Conor's last fight in the UFC, but you could see in these fights he was a shell of his former self. After this fight, Conor did a lot of things, and none of those were MMA. He got out of the USADA testing pool, did a shit ton of steroids, a lot of other drugs, filmed a movie, was just going around on a yacht, doing whatever he wanted all the time, living the rock star lifestyle, and you can't do that as a fighter. He had a pointless season of Tough with Michael Chandler that didn't go anywhere, didn't even have a fight happen. It got scheduled. He missed a press conference. The McGregor that got millions of fans into the sport is long gone. And while we as fans can look back at his reign at featherweight and his rise to superstardom, we know that he will never return. Either way, I hope this video did give you a little bit of insight on the rise and fall of Conor McGregor.